Wanted to give you a cover crop update. You can see my lines from my vegetables are lush. It's April 11th today. I have some prayer flags over the veggies just to scare the birds in a natural, organic way, chemical free. But yeah, this mix from green cover is really doing the trick for my future veggie growing bag areas. Now I prepped and prepared this growing area in a unique way that I can discuss in another video, using hugelkultur to drought proof and deep mulch pathways to drought proof this area. But I still use cover crops because of their multiple benefits and ecological services. But really the focus of this video is not the cover crops, but my poplar trees that I talked about in a short YouTube short yesterday. Here's the two. One, two. Honey locust in front, nitrogen fixer. A blue spruce here, dwarf. I showed you all yesterday how I store water in the ground long term using tarps and deep mulch. And it was really easy to dig those holes. Dry, compacted, caliche type soils are hard to work with. But when you get a little moisture in there in the desert southwest and hold it there for a long period of time, you create the conditions for all sorts of microbiology, the soil food web, habitat. And it's that habitat, that soil life, those microbes that then feed and support your tree. The reasons why I planted the poplars here is this direction is south, and the summer sun hits my house. So a deciduous tree on this side of my house creates shade, or will create more shade for us and lower our cooling bill, our air conditioning use. But in the winter, the leaves will fall and that sun will hit our house. So Brad Lancaster, Andrew Millison talk about this online and in their in Lancaster's book, Rainwater Harvesting, which I just purchased, by the way. It's coming in the mail. And I hope to refine and incorporate some of his practices into what we're doing here in Colorado, as we're a little bit behind the lower basin states, Arizona and New Mexico, because a lot of the water, we are the water source. We're where all the water originates here, and we've kind of had that luxury where we haven't had to think and innovate around capturing rainwater using impervious surfaces and the like. But I learned how to farm in the Marshall Islands, or one place where I farmed, and I learned how to use water very efficiently there. And I can talk more about what it's like to live in that country and their water situation. Fresh potable water is all rainwater for the most part. They don't have wells there. There's some desalinization at the military bases there in Kwajalein for the U.S. military, but Colorado is interestingly similar to growing on a coral atoll in terms of water and how efficient you need to be and innovative. This is my early spring veg. If you've heard of the Chinampas system that the Aztecs used in ancient history down in Mesoamerica, this is actually me trying to mimic the Chinampas. Andrew Millison talks about them. He has a nice video on the preservation and conservation of some of the last Chinampas in Mexico City. But the basic concept The Aztecs built islands in lakes that were permaculture systems. They basically were able to support that large population with agriculture. And I'm trying to mimic that with these little Chinampas, these little islands, these nests. Not only is there a lot of horizons in terms of hugelkultur in the bags themselves, but they sit in a deep mulch on a tarp. The tarp acts as a rain catchment, and it wicks up into these Chinampas. So similar to a lake bed, I've tried to create a lake bed with organic matter, which builds up on the lake bed. And then the Chinampa, the island, soaks up that moisture and that nutrient. So, thanks for watching.